Okay, Auntie. Are you there, Auntie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep. I am ready.
Okay. Well, I don't know if you knew that for the first few years we went to a country school. We walked 2 miles across fields and stuff during the summer. During the winter, Father took us by sleigh. But anyway, with it being a country school, of course, there was a whole different grades in the one room. And this one guy, I don't know what grade he was in, but anyway, he had these pencil crayons and he had 2 red ones. And I thought to myself, he doesn't really need 2. I'll just take one. And I felt guilty. I couldn't even use it. And I put it, when I got home from school, I put it in the wide crack that was in the soil. I felt so guilty I couldn't even use it. Anyway.
Because that was how...
I can't... Pardon? That was how dry it was because the soil where we lived, it was hard and cracked and yeah.
So cracked you
Anyway,
could
that's...
hide a school pencil in it easily.
And living on a farm, of course, there was no electricity, there was no running water, there was no... It was old school. But I'm glad because now I appreciate this stuff that we've got a lot more than if growing up in different circumstances. And we knew we were loved. We sometimes with neighbors we'd go out on picnics, or there was a few of the staff from the hospital in Empress. They'd walk out to our farm because the farm was on top of the hill. It wasn't that far. But the farm was in Saskatchewan and Empress was Alberta was our address. But anyway, they would walk out. Sometimes we'd have a picnic. Other times, of course, Mother would cook the usual good stuff because we had cows and we had our own milk. It wasn't pasteurized. That's probably why I'm 90. Anyway. We had oil lamps and there was a big what did Father call it? Down to the creek and get water so that there'd be, because we had a cistern it wasn't a basement, it was a dugout, but there was this, what do you call it? I can't remember. Anyway, with a pump, where you pulled the water up from the basement, and
a well?
It wasn't a well. It was Father would bring the water up from the. There was a thing of water down the hill from us because the Saskatchewan, or was it the Red Deer River? There was a river that went north of Empress, north of the town, and they, not just Father, but they'd go there to get the water and haul it up to the house and put it in a cistern. They called it a cistern.
Hey, I'm gonna give you a pop quiz for the Prairie girl here. What was your land location? Do you still remember it?
We were in Saskatchewan.
Yeah.
I can lead you there if you want me to.
Oh yeah, I definitely would. So it would have been something quarter of the something section.
Oh, I don't know. I have no clue about that kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll drive you there. Let's do it.
Oh, that's a long way from here.
Bit of a drive. Or can you find it on a map?
Well, I know where Empress is, of course, and all that. Empress is on one side of the river, and the land we were on. Well, even Empress had one street in Saskatchewan.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, I have it on my map here. Nope, wrong Empress. Pardon me. No, it's correct. It's just the way the book is designed. One page is showing British Columbia, but then it's a completely different part of Alberta. And then on the left page is Empress with the Alberta-Saskatchewan border. So I was just being confused by the map. To your question, it is the Red Deer River that flows through Empress.
Yeah, there was the Red Deer River on one side, and then south of the town there was Saskatchewan.
Oh, wow.
South Saskatchewan.
That is fascinating. So Empress is more or less the confluence of where the red meets the south, Saskatchewan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did meet, yeah.
Oh, so it's like a little floodplain.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And how close to you? How? So I found Empress on the map. I have the two rivers you mentioned. How far away was the homestead?
It was up on the hill, north of Empress.
Okay, I found it. How many miles would you say north of Empress?
Oh, wasn't very far because, like I said, that staff walked. There was a bridge, of course, across the river.
Oh,
and
wow.
They would walk on their days off. They would walk up to our place.
But you would cross the Red Deer River?
By that time, Father had a car, so he. But I remember when we didn't have a car, we went by horse and buggy.
Yeah. And what was that like, Auntie?
Oh, that was special. You just didn't go very far very often. But there was a road on the east side that went, like, with the house and the barn and the buildings were up on the, but there was a roadway that went down, the one that everybody took to go to town, to Empress, was just a little bit down east of us. And when anybody got stuck on the road, of course, they came up to get Father to help them get it going again. we had lots of company, and
Hey, was there a fairly? I think I found you pretty close on the map. Was there an island pretty close to your place? Straight south? An island in the middle of the Red River? The Red Deer River?
There was when the train started coming in, what did they call that? Yeah, there was, because they at one time they had the going directly from Swift Current to Calgary through Empress.
Okay, so I need a different map then. This one doesn't show. This one will show the rail course. How close was the train route to your farm? How close was the train tracks to your farm?
Oh, they were on the other side of the river.
Oh, I see. But you do remember an island.
There was, well, I can't remember what they called it. Where they, were able to turn the trains around and go another way. Wasn't really an island. It's
like a turn.
Like it was connected to the town on the north side of on the south side of the river, on the north side of the town.
Oh, wow. Okay, so say that again, please. North of the town, but south of the river.
On the south side of the river, yeah.
But north of the town?
Mm-hmm.
So right between the two. Oh, wow. Yeah, I found it. So that's where the train went?
Yeah. That's where the tracks were, and there was a special, I forget, it'll probably come to me in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm. And that...
It was a turnaround thing, where they could turn... Oh, that's frustrating, I can't remember that.
It'll come. Because, yeah, it's not a turn...
Not today. Not today. I didn't sleep very good last.
Aw. Oh, partying too much. Prairie girls. Out dancing?
I'm sorry?
Oh, I'm teasing the Prairie girl. It's like, why didn't you get much sleep last night? Were you out dancing?
Oh, no.
I thought I saw you maybe at the bowling alley. Was that you?
If it was, I was losing.
Yeah. Well, at least it wasn't the pool hall.
No. And there was a pool house or a pool place in Empress.
Oh, and did you?
Father had a. We called our parents mother and father.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else we went to school with called their folks mom and dad. Anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Father had a barber shop in one corner of the pool hall.
No kidding.
No. Especially once we moved to town.
And so he was a barber for a bit.
In fact, it was after we moved to town. We moved into town in 45. The summer of 45.
Wow.
By that time we had a car, an old Chrysler. That worked really good. I think it was a 1928 vehicle. But it worked good.
And when Father, he was a farmer, but then in 1945.
Oh yes.
He had but in 1945 he sold the farm, bought this 1928 Chrysler, moves his family into town.
He got the Chrysler before we moved. I don't remember what year he got the car.
Oh, okay. It would have been after 1928. We know that much.
Oh yes, it was
a good car, hey?
You betcha, it worked.
Was that the family's?
One of those that you cranked.
No kidding.
No, that's what it was. It wasn't an open top. It was a closed,
Yeah. Sounds pretty fancy. Pretty comfortable.
Well, for us it was.
Yeah. Well, I'm just comparing it to the old stories of riding in a cutter with the buffalo blankets from Irene's dad's stories. And
we had one of those, that sleigh that Father took us to school in.
Yeah.
It was an old vehicle, an old car. Turned into a sleigh.
The Bennett buggy. Isn't that what the farmers called it? Isn't that what the farmers called it in the 30s?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
But not the sleigh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Yeah, the Bennett buggy, hey?
A wagon, yeah.
Yeah.
Had all the fixtures on it.
Wow. So you were saying, in 1945, the father changes careers. He was a farmer.
We moved into town.
Moved into town, and then was that father's job? Then was a barber.
Actually, he started working on the railroad.
Oh, okay.
In what they called the roundhouse.
Yes, that's what it's called. Yes. The turnaround for the trains.
Yeah.
Roundhouse.
But that wasn't the thing that I was trying to remember. It wasn't a building. It was the way the tracks were. I was trying to. But yeah, Father worked in the roundhouse. But he had cut people's hair, even the farm. He had done it all his life, I think.
Wow. So then, the father moves into town. He's working in the roundhouse. And now he has a little barber shop attached to or inside the pool hall.
Yeah.
How does that work? Like, what hours would he work at the roundhouse, and then when would he be cutting hair?
He would just be cutting hair. I think it was more in the afternoons. I can't remember, because he worked a night shift at first.
He sounds like a really hard-working guy.
Oh, he was. And he had good health. Well, he was out on his own when he was 13.
Is that right?
He worked from the time he was 13.
Did
And
you,
he had a good sense of humor.
you'd have to, I bet. Wow, 13. What were the circumstances for that led to...
Well, his folks were living on a farm in Saskatchewan. They had moved from the States. He came from a family of, I think it was 8. He was the second youngest.
And his dad was also
A farmer.
and is like a John Richard, I believe, or a John Martin. Is that correct?
It was just John, yeah, no second name.
Right, just John. And John started out at 13 by himself.
Yeah. He was working in helping on somebody's farm. So he didn't have much schooling.
But boy, was he educated, hey?
Hey?
I said, but boy, was he educated, though, hey?
Well, he could pick things up. He was partly educated, but nowhere,
I guess what I mean...
There's a fellow in here that is a bit younger than his father would have been, and he didn't have any schooling at all. He can't read. So apparently it wasn't unusual in those days. I don't know where he came from or what area, Unless it was around here, around Grand Prairie someplace. Probably. Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Started off at 13 and then just... So he would have been like a farmhand living on the farm that he lived, that he worked at, rather?
Yeah.
So why did he...
I don't know where all he went. I know one time he was working in BC. Can't remember what it was. Or was it BC? Anyway, it was in the West. On a farm.
Oh, it's fascinating. Just because you're...
I'm thankful for those years.
How so?
It may have been tough times, but I remember a happy family. We had lots of company come up from that road. And back then there was men that were selling Raleighs, and they go all around the country selling these products, like spices and canned goods and stuff like that. That was the way they got there. Yeah.
Wow. It's funny, when you measure it in years, it doesn't seem like that long ago. But when you measure it in like kind of more like technology and customs and just how people live.
Oh Oh, yeah, there was...
It seems so long ago. So much has changed.
Yeah. Immense changes. We didn't have a telephone either. Some people had online on the fences somehow, but we didn't. I don't know how those were hooked up, but they were hooked up to the fence. A fence. And there was carragana trees in our yard, surrounded the house. Yeah, and there was a nice house because they went down to the river, and I don't remember how they chopped the ice. Anyway, they chopped the ice and hauled it up and put it in the ground under the ice house.
Wow.
And of course, each farm had a dam. And that father hauled water up from that. It was put on the stove to heat for Mother to do the wash. And there was no... It was a manual washing machine. Well, first she used a scrub board. And then I remember the one that they got had a handle on it, and Mother moved it back and forth in the machine so the machine could do the scrubbing. And then, of course, it went out onto the line to dry.
Yeah.
Oh, and there was two square, what were they called? Tubs. One was for rinsing. And that's what we used to have our bath every Saturday night, too. And we all bathed in the one tub. The youngest, and then my folks, of course, were the last, they said. And Mother made our clothes. She was good at, well, her mother was a seamstress. That's one of the ways she made that grandma made enough money to look after.
Sorry, enough money. Are you still there?
I better let you go.
Oh, no problem. No,
I'm talking too much.
No, not what it was is I tried to get up to actually pull out my my Martin family tree.
Oh.
So I could double check, because on the Martin family tree I have,
Yes.
it mentions the men. You know, John Martin, John Richard would be your brother, and Doris would be you, of course. It doesn't mention the women very much. Like the wife.
Well, there's some more. Maybe when you come, so much of my stuff is at Janice's because I don't have room for it here. But when you come, I'll get punch that stuff out and
Thank you. Yeah.
have a look-see, as Kenny used to say.
Have a look-see.
Yeah.
Right. So what was your mom's name?
It was married. It was Butler.
And her first name?
Helen Dorothy, but she went by Dorothy.
Butler. Awesome. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's been a missing piece for a while. Yeah, we'll have to compare notes. I can show you, because I think you'll get a kick out of it, because I can show you my daughter's family tree.
Oh.
Right, so it's a different way of looking at it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Kind of all the things that contributed to get to where they are today. But of course, what I'm interested as I slowly turn into an old man, what I'm interested in is the past, but specifically the women, because it's so hard to track down information when you do genealogy. I've learned the men stuff is written down, but usually the women stuff, it's more kept in stories, and it's there, but like you have to ask for it, right?
Well, it was something that Mother, when it came to, she was the only one in that age group that did go into putting down the genealogy stuff. And none of the rest of her sisters did. But it was just something that she was interested in.
Well, I could listen to you for, I think as a youngster we would say forever and ever and ever, but as I slowly become an old man, I'll change my words and say I could listen to you, Auntie, for a good long while.
Oh dear.
Yeah, you're just...
I'm not usually quite so chatty.
Oh, well, I so appreciate it. It's so rich with knowledge and history, and you tell it so well with inflection and humor and discretion. You know, you're a gifted storyteller.
Oh dear. Thank you.
But unfortunately, I need to take my leave from you because my mom is expecting my call.
Oh boy.
Yeah, don't get in trouble with Mama. Yeah, she wants. Yeah, I've been helping her with her investments over the years, and she's telling me to get really aggressive because she found. Well, I told her that her youngest son, who's like patented mechanical engineer, is now the lead mechanical engineer for a new copper zinc mine going in on the Manitoba-Saskatchewan border.
Wow.
Yeah, and so
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Yeah. There's several other mines there. It's a big formation. Years ago, in Navy League, they actually made a trek up to the Flin Flon mine on the Manitoba-Saskatchewan border in Flin Flon. just massive. There's smelters there and everything. It's just a massive place. And now he's leading. It's a junior mining company, so everyone's getting excited and stuff, right? And I told Mom about it, and her tail starts wagging, right? And her eyes widen, and she's telling me to put all this money on. It was like, put it all on red, right? She's like, as soon as I heard my son has a mining company that he's working for, right, as the lead mechanical, she's like, I want to buy stocks, I want to buy options, I want to set up all my grandkids with stock. I'm like, okay. So I need to talk her back from the ledge just a little bit. But at the same time, Auntie, as I'm slowly becoming an old man, I'm learning, sometimes Mama's right.
Oh, you betcha.
Right, and it's just neat because she's been such a careful investor.
Oh.
But and now it's like she's getting aggressive with it. She's like, no, like she's throwing like some big money, which conventionally you would tell someone not to do it, right?
Yeah.
But then I go, wait a minute, sometimes Mama's right. And you just gotta go with your gut. You just gotta go with your instinct. And it's such a change of, philosophies. Where I'm being like the cautious one, like, you sure? She's like, do it. Like, trust me, it'll be fine. So that's what we get to talk about.
My phone just beeped at me. I might be running out of time.
Yes. Oh, it's just been a treat. But the 25th is what I needed to tell you. We're coming up in a couple of weeks, Auntie.
Okay, that sounds super.
Yep.
We'll pray for good weather.
Yes, and for Mama's past there and her healing.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Yep.
Priority.
Oh, wow.
Okay, my dear.
Thank you, Auntie.
Thanks for calling. I better let you go before I run out of...
No problem. Oh, I did mean to mention to you, last thing, I left you a voice message the other day. I called you the other day, but your voicemail box is all full. So, some homework for you maybe.
Oh!
Yeah!
Well, I'm not... I haven't got the phone savvy. I'll have to get you now, our granddaughter, to... Because... I'm sorry, yeah. I wonder how many more.
No problem. You're a popular person.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll love you and leave you.
Fair enough. Oh, heartbreaker. Yep.
Bye for this time.
Goodbye for now, Auntie. Oh, that is classic. Okay, so we talked for an hour and 20 minutes. We got just under 40 minutes ever. That's a taste, and that's an introduction, folks, to my great aunt, Doris Martin. And she married... So her legal name is none of your business. So I can say it for my family, that Doris Martin, for the genealogists. Wow. C'est tout pour maintenant, ouais, mes amis et mes filles. À la prochaine fois. Moi, moi, hey, hey. All for now. My daughters, until next time, to your health, to your health.